Hello everybody. In this video, we'll try to understand what happens when planet Jupiter is present in Ashwini nakshatra. So the results here are very quite interesting, I would say, because the nature of Jupiter and the energy of Ashwini and Lord of the nakshatra here is Ketu combining together, it's a kind of interesting placement. And as we know, Ashwini is the first nakshatra of the zodiac. It's located in the Mesha Rasi, that is in the sign of Aries. And its symbolism is horse's head. It means it represents the kind of initiative, energy, or the kind of intelligence or quickness. That is all Ashwini's energy. Horse's head basically represents the beginning. Even in the ancient times, horse was used as a kind of a kind of a vehicle for commutation, right? So thereby you can clearly understand horse's head represents the initiativeness, also the beginning, and horses always travel for the sake of others, not for themselves, right? Kind of sacrificing energy you can see here. So, and Ashwini Kumaras are the deities, they are the divine physicians, they are the deities of this nakshatra. And Ashwini's ruler is Ketu. The element of fire is always present in Ashwini, we say. So, the core theme, if you observe Ashwini nakshatra, is always about initiation, always about new beginnings, speed, healing. This is all Ashwini. So, people heavily influenced by Ashwini nakshatra are quick thinkers, we say. Their actions are very fast, they have some kind of strong instinct. Their desire to help or heal others is very high, and their ability to start things is very great. And but finishing, you cannot see much finishing here. They have a very strong desire to start the things, but they have difficulty in finishing as well, right? So a very fast and very great energy, instinctive energy you can see in Ashwini nakshatra. And the nature of Jupiter, it always represents wisdom, it represents knowledge. And wherever you see teachers, the teachers are always compared with Jupiter. And to some extent, Jupiter also represents spirituality. Jupiter is very much famous for dharma, ethics, higher learning, and prosperity and blessings. This is what Jupiter. And then Jupiter has a quality of expanding wherever it touches, just like Rahu. Rahu also amplifies the things that it touches. And Jupiter also has the similar quality. It's a very big planet, and it expands whatever it touches. And if you observe the interaction between Jupiter and Ashwini, is very interesting, because Ashwini is ruled by Ketu, which represents kind of past life karma. Ketu is always, in Vedic astrology, treated as a planet representing past life karma. And Ketu is very much famous for detachment and spirituality, mysticism, and sudden karmic events in your life are generally triggered by Ketu's energy. So when a planet like Jupiter is sitting in a Ketu ruled nakshatra, Ashwini, it produces a kind of spiritualized intelligence. So this particular combination, Jupiter sitting in Ashwini nakshatra, can create a very natural spiritual wisdom, and it can create interest in healing sciences. And the person having this particular placement can have some kind of karmic knowledge from past lives. If other planetary positions also supporting this person very well, this person can have some idea about his karmic knowledge from past lives. So these people often already know things intuitively, without studying them very deeply. So it's a kind of double wisdom impact. And they have some kind of strong healing ability because Ashwini is the nakshatra of the Ashwini Kumaras, the celestial doctors or the divine physicians. So Jupiter here often produces people connected to healing, right? So obviously, when Jupiter is in Ashwini, people suggest the native to become a doctor or a kind of alternative healer or Ayurveda practitioner, or the native can be very good at astrology, can be good at spiritual healing, can be a very good therapist and energy healer. Sometimes they may not be doctors, but people constantly come to them for advice because they have Jupiter in Ashwini Nakshatra, so automatically people believe them that they can give very good advice. So they naturally guide others. That's what we say. And another important thing you can observe is extremely fast learning. Ashwini is very fast. So Jupiter's knowledge becomes very quick and instinctive here. So the native having Jupiter in Ashwini Nakshatra can understand very, very complex things also very quickly. And the native can learn faster than others. That is the expected behavior. And also the native can grasp especially spiritual concepts very, very easily. And it's very difficult to compare these people with others in terms of understanding spiritual concepts. And even students having Jupiter in this Ashwini Nakshatra, they jump ahead of teachers even. So there's a downside of this energy also because they are very, very quick learners, right? So when you're learning something very quickly and the other people are trying to learn things very slowly comparatively, right, with respect to you, so you automatically become impatient, right? So the native can become impatient, or sometimes the natives skip foundational learning because they feel that yes, they can understand the things very well even if they lack some foundational learning because they are very quick learners, they think, right? And so even when taking decisions they rush because they have that gut feeling that they can take very good decisions. They have that double wisdom, they feel. So one important thing I want to tell you of this placement is the strong intuition power that they have, because Jupiter is wisdom and Ketu is intuition and Ashwini is instinct. So these people often sense things before they happen. So they can foresee the things very easily. And then, because of that, they can be very good at predicting the outcomes. They can be very strong, uh, in having some kind of dream messages. You know the concept of dream messages in occult sciences. So we can view the future events. We can see the future events in our dreams, uh, by these dream messages. So if you have some kind of Jupiter in Ashwini Nakshatra, and also if your 12th house energy and 8th house energy is much more supported for your horoscope, then you can see the person can see some kind of future events in the dreams, right? And their gut feeling is somewhat very, very stronger, and they have some kind of sudden insights. So I've seen so many astrologers having Jupiter in Ashwini nakshatra. That's what, I feel. I know one of the greatest persons in my hometown. He has this placement of Jupiter and Ashwini nakshatra. So his intuition levels are a bit higher compared to the normal people. That's what I understood. He's a very great learner. I can see that he can understand the concepts, uh, very, very difficult concepts also. He can clearly understand very, very quickly. Something like his brain is able to function in that way. He has this placement. Of course, his moon is somewhere in Uttara Bhadrapada nakshatra, but his Jupiter is in Ashwini nakshatra. And you can see with Jupiter and Ashwini, you can expect a sudden rise in life, because Ashwini is a sudden activation nakshatra, and Jupiter here can give some sudden blessings. So sudden rise is also possible because of this placement. But I can see this placement can give struggle in early life. Suddenly, they may meet a mentor in their life, and suddenly they gain knowledge or a kind of opportunity in their life. So then life direction changes quickly, kind of thing can happen in their life. So this happens because Ketu activates some kind of past life karma. So the moment past life karma is activated, all these things can be seen. A sudden rise can be seen, and strong desire to guide others can also be observed in these people, because Jupiter basically, it naturally, it wants to teach. It always wants to teach somebody. So this particular native having Jupiter in Ashwini nakshatra, they generally become mentors, advisors, spiritual guides, or kind of counselors. Even in normal jobs, they become the person everyone asks for advice. It's not that they're always the mentors or advisors, right? But they become the person everyone asks for advice generally. And it's a kind of Jupiter and Ketu. I'm seeing the energies together, combination of it together. So I would see a kind of restlessness in knowledge. If somebody is doing hard work continuously, you see the person is kind of burning out there, right? So similar to that, a person having lot of learning and lot of knowledge, kind of restlessness, too much of anything is a kind of weird or dangerous, we feel. So there's a challenge for them. So because Ashwini likes that speed and Jupiter likes the depth in the knowledge, so sometimes you can see, even if let us say, if some negative influence, if some kind of aspect, a negative aspect like Mars or Saturn is aspecting, or Rahu or Ketu is sitting on this Jupiter, or this Jupiter is sitting on that Rahu Ketu axis. So a kind of problematic situation, right? This Jupiter sitting in Ashwini. So what happens is, in that case, kind of unusual behavior you can observe with this Jupiter. Something like moving quickly to the next topic, or does not stay long in one particular subject or one particular field, or learning too many subjects, right? Uh, Too many subjects with some kind of knowledge gap, lot of knowledge gap, but still they're studying too many subjects. So this energy fluctuates, this energy goes here and there, right? Wrong. So but when maturity comes, like 32 years or 36 years, till that time, so knowledge becomes very much focused. But in the early part of the life, they suffer if they have some kind of negative influence on this Jupiter sitting in Ashwini nakshatra. And I can see a kind of karmic spiritual awakening, because Ashwini is ruled by Ketu. Jupiter often produces some kind of spiritual awakening. So, life can generally include sudden spiritual experiences, or meeting some spiritual teachers, or interest in astrology or ancient knowledge, or they generally travel to some kind of sacred places. That is the expectation with respect to spirituality. So, many times you can see the spiritual growth of this native begins after a sudden life event. And generally, as Jupiter is sitting in Ashwini, we have to talk about relationship with Guru, or in ancient days, father himself is treated as a guru. So relationship with father should be observed, right? So relationship with father or guru should be observed here. And Jupiter represents guru, and in ancient times, Jupiter was also treated as a fatherly figure. So because of this, I can see some kind of possible patterns. Father may be very, very knowledgeable or spiritual, or father or guru, I can say, or guru may appear suddenly one day a particular guru appears in this particular native's life, and then the guru changes the life direction of this particular person. This is the pattern that you see. So if you take some 100 people having this placement, I'd say most of the percentage of these people have this kind of thing. Suddenly, they're meeting a mentor or a kind of spiritual guru, and their life direction is changed completely. Or, sorry, sometimes the native himself is becoming a kind of spiritual guru, right? This is another pattern I can see from this particular placement. So Ashwini is always about healing and vitality, and Jupiter is about blessings and all. Now, health related things we should talk about for this particular native, because you know uh, because it is giving too much of knowledge, too much of stress, right? Stress from doing the things very fast, stress from knowing so many things. So head related issues you can expect. You can expect a lot of restlessness and stress in this particular person. And but still Jupiter can give some kind of blessings to come out of this problem, and Jupiter can give better recovery ability, I can say. That is what I can see from this particular placement. And so this is the thing, is always about wisdom and leadership. This placement is always about wisdom and leadership, and you may think it's a very, very great wisdom, right? Because Jupiter is about higher learning, Ketu is about intuition. But the difference between these two is energies. Jupiter is a kind of learned wisdom, but Ketu is intuitive wisdom. So anywhere the wisdom is, there's a double wisdom impact here. So I can expect this person can have some strong intuition power, very great philosophical thinking, and very good spiritual curiosity, very deep insight. So it's a double wisdom, obviously, right? uh, Understanding the complex life situations very, very quickly, and it's a very great thing I can see. So this is my interpretation of this particular placement. Thanks for watching this video.